Okay. Here we go. Okay. Okay. Nope. Pull upstream. Okay. Here we go. Okay, Eleanor. Okay, yeah. This is where we left off on this. Got it. Good to know. Okay, we'll go into here, I believe.
I get it.
Me. Who? Oh, this dude. I didn't even see him back here. A guy was leaning against the hedge with his hands in his pocket.
Nice.
Looks like you found friends. Indeed. Why don't you say hello? He looked at us and waved. I resisted the urge to wave back.
Attention!
Have you no manners? Talk to them.
All good.
Alright, my bad. Very amused, he stood up straight and faced us.
Don't worry about it.
Sorry about that. I didn't mean to act like a dick. Today's just been all over the place for me. Not an excuse, I know. I suppose we can forgive you if you give us your name. Easy enough.
I'm Desmond Hall. They call me the ultimate marksman.
He's so cute. I'm gonna be so upset if he dies later on. Then again, this is also only chapter 1 in prologue, because I do believe they're still working on the other chapters. That's all I know for now.
Right.
What did you say? I skipped too fast. A marksman, hey, that must mean you're really good at shooting and stuff, right? That's right, I have a good eye for my targets. Guns, bows, slingshots, you name it. I've hit bullseyes with it. With all of those weapons, I must ask, you haven't killed anyone, have you?
Whoa!
Well, never. The rest of my town may leave some people on the edge, but I only practice on stationary targets. Moving targets are really outside of my comfort zone. Believe me, I've never taken a human life. I see. Good to know. It's a serious question. This itself pretty quickly. I guess this guy knows how to keep his cool. So, where's your partner? We all had one to my knowledge. Oh, you mean the pirate guy? He was, well, he was fine. Harmless for the most part. Just a little too extreme for me to be around. Situations like this, I prefer to keep to myself. I know that sounds less cooperative, but, you know. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Oi!
Wait, just a second. Huh? Did you just say a pirate? Sounds dumb. I know, I wouldn't buy it either if I hadn't spoken to the guy myself. It's gotta be that one freaky dude on the train, right? The buff one with the dragon tattoo. Yep, that's your man. Went through the door over there, so I gotta see him. You have fun with that. Just saying, the guy's a little out there. By the way, Desmond, do you see the girl in the gray uniform over there? I told her I'm going to bring everyone here. I think it's important we discuss the current situation. That's great. Should give her some company while I'm gone.
enough.
Oh, sure thing. Those are an odd bunch, so good luck convincing them. He may act casual, but being the ultimate marksman must take a lot of diligence. Always keeping a steady hand, always thinking on your feet. There's probably a lot to learn from someone like that. Everyone else must be in the building up ahead. Props there, discussing something. Let's head over and find out, shall we? I didn't even see Desmond there for like a hot minute. I ran past him and just like didn't see him. Oh my, there's a lot more people in here. Holy hell, is that a tree? That thing has to be like 60 feet tall or something. A sight to behold, isn't it?
That's not it.
Let's not get too excited. It's only a tree. I'm not even sure we can say that. Care to elaborate? I don't quite get what you mean. Eva bent down and crushed one of the fallen leaves in her hand. I didn't hear any crunching or tearing. This is a fox tree.
Impossible!
Possible? How could someone possibly manufacture a tree of this size?
Look at this.
If it's real, explain why these leaves don't make any noise when I break them. That expression said it all. Why the hell is there a huge fake tree?
Indeed.
I'd be hard pressed to find a school with an installation like this. It'd be hard pressed to find it anywhere. I feel like you'd only see this in a museum or something.
In any case,
This building certainly has a strange aesthetic. That's one way to put it. The tree was in the center of a large circular room. Surrounding it were a bunch of people I recognized from the train. It must be the others Toshiko was talking about. Heading the two we just met. This is everyone, correct? Correct.
What's wrong?
Something wrong?
You see?
If everyone from our train car is here, where are the other people who were on the train? That's a good point. There were other people, right?
I'm sure.
Of course. Kami said they reserved that train for the students. Yeah, but did you actually see anyone? I never left our car, but I know Miss Madison did.
I apologize.
You mentioned leaving for the bathroom, remember? But, yeah.
I see.
Oh, right. I passed a bunch of students on the way to the crapper. I didn't talk to them, though. They had to have heard the commotion in our car. Why didn't they help us? Maybe they were also knocked out. I doubt it's something we can answer right now. Can I just introduce you to the others already? Yes. We should familiarize ourselves with the people who are currently here. Yeah, I guess that's the only thing we can do right now. Regardless, the whole thing was pretty baffling. Other students on the train passed out. Where are they now? If they didn't pass out, why did they not help us escape our car? Okay, so we have... Holy shit, there are a lot more people here than I anticipated. Have pirate guy, lady from the train, the one who was sniffing. I don't think we've seen her yet. The dude who opened the bag and passed out first. Guy with the beanie. I like her. She's pretty. She's pretty cute. I love her aesthetic. I want that aesthetic. Oh my god, it's the Hope's Peak symbol. That's a Hope's Peak symbol, right? I'm pretty sure. The guy we first talked to, and then this guy. I'm assuming he's a journalist because, like, oh my god, it's Alistair Ross as a man. Anyways, who do I want to talk to first? What is the sensitivity? Hold on a minute. I'm gonna turn that out. I'm gonna turn that down as well. The hell was that? Bob. Radical. Okay, that's actually a lot better. It's a lot better than before. Still relatively fast, so it's not fast to where I can't like see. There's a okay, I'm so confused. Do I go in order of who was on train? No, because we weren't in order, because if we went in order it would have been him, her, then Madison, then Wolfgang, then him. No, wait. I messed it up. It would have been him, her, and then Madison, then Grace, then her, and then that one, then that one there, and then Eva, Suiko, him and her would have been last. But I don't know who I want to talk to first. So we have Eleanor and Desmond outside, so oh yeah, and then the fucking This chick back here. I don't know who to talk to at all. I might go in order, but I like forgot the order. So I guess I'll just start from the back. So her.
Yo! I'm Cassidy Amber, the ultimate pro gamer. Don't forget it, Kay.
Okay, so this is just a budget Chiaki. Is what I'm getting.
Very
Budget
nice.
Chiaki. Jumping right into an introduction,
Yep.
I like it. Making a good first impression is key to grabbing the attention of your viewers. Especially if you have over 20 million of them. God damn. Gotta earn that watch time.
Is that really true?
20 million. Is gaming really that popular?
Duh!
It's not just gaming, it's pro gaming.
Yo!
Facing off against opponents in front of a large audience with prestige and prizes on the line. The stakes can't get any higher. While her talent is pretty frivolous, her attitude towards video game competitions is somewhat impressive. Sort of like how I feel about debating.
Question.
Oh, question.
Hello?
What is it? Do you guys know if this place has internet? I promised my comrades my streaming schedule wouldn't change after starting school, so I'm kind of
Come
freaking
again.
out.
Hey!
Your comrades? Cassidy's comrades. They're the biggest fan community on the internet. You must mean her followers, being a streamer and all. It would definitely explain the high.
Curious.
You must be very wealthy then. I've heard that popular streamers earn a lot of money, especially from subscriber donations.
Indeed.
There are many stories about young men falling prey to the infamous tiered subscription. They're rendered forever unmarriageable. What a shame. So how many suckers have you swindled with such a large fan base? You must be breaking in the dough. I don't like that face.
The hell?
What's wrong with your face?
I see how it is.
I see how it is. You think the only motivation is money, don't ya?
Eh?
Well, duh. Why else would you be a streamer?
Bourgeoisie scum.
What the fuck did she just say? Whoa. I stream for the betterment of the human race. As the leader of Cassidy's comrades, it's my duty to redistribute most of my earnings to the masses. I mean, you give away all your money.
Yep.
I do tons of expensive and generous stunts on my channel. Most of it is for charity, but sometimes it's for random subscribers.
My
One
genius
time I
is almost
bought a
frightening.
spaghetti factory. And donated it to a public school. Those kids will never have to pay for lunch again. Probably gotten sick of eating pasta every day.
Right.
All of these other giveaways are streamed too. They're really popular, so I get tons of views and donations.
Impressive.
Impressive. You've managed to commodify the act of charity. Of course, I gotta reserve some money for basic necessities. A truckload of chocolate soda being one. It's not a problem for a person like me to have money since I earn it through my own
So
hard work.
unfair.
Real problems are the swine who make billions every year, even though all they do is sit around, drink cocktails, and stare at that stock
Bourgeoisie
profile.
scum.
Bourgeoisie? Is that what she said? In fact, I can even detect the rancid stench of a morally bankrupt billionaire in this very academy. But they're planning to profit off our suffering as we speak. This girl is honestly pretty deranged. Though that might be why she has such a large audience. Regardless, it doesn't explain why someone like her was invited to
Anywho.
Eden's Garden Academy. As wary as I am of future confrontations between you and the more affluential students, I suggest you head over to the building I investigated. We've been telling other people to gather there. Alright, it was nice meeting y'all. Nice meeting y'all. Okay, so Cassidy. We have Eva, Madison, Tsukiko, Desmond, Eleanor, Wolfgang. So that's how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 out of 16. So I'm gonna do these two, then her, and then we'll do the group up here, and then him. So I'll do him first. Oh, are they? No, I had to get really up close and personal.
Come on!
Come on, man, just say something. Come on, please, pretty please.
So harsh.
So harsh. All I wanted was your name. Damn.
Hi.
Hey.
It figures.
Oh, it's more people.
How's it slipping and sliding?
Hey there.
Oi!
What's the matter with him?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I've spent ages trying to get this guy's name, but he won't say anything.
It's simple.
He's being a weirdo about it. Just ignore him. Who are you anyway? Who am I?
The name's Jet Dawson, Ultimate Drag Racer. Nice to meet you, shrimp.
Like drag racer or drag racer? Is he a drag queen under all that? That's what I'm wondering. Has he been on like RuPaul's Drag Race? I don't know. I can't tell if he's a drag queen, like a drag, or if he's like. Okay, I need to look this up. 1 second. Is he a drag queen? So motor racing, it was automobiles or motorcycle. Oh, I see. I thought he was like drag. What did I say? A drag racer, given his outfit, that comes as no surprise. Aren't you warm in that suit? You. Not the Scooby-Doo laugh. Are you confused? There's a fan inside the back of my helmet that emits cool air. Kind of like fans in car seats that cool your butt.
Let's rock and roll!
Isn't that super rad? The way he yells every word, he could make anything sound like a big deal. Only issue is they don't expand to the rest of my suit. Stop wearing the suit. And walk around naked?
Dumbass!
I meant wear different clothes.
So,
You should also have an ultimate
Well?
talent, correct? Would you mind sharing it?
My name's Mark Bursky. I produce music.
So a music producer. Yeah. His hat is cute. I can't tell if it's an alligator though.
It's nothing.
I can't tell if it's an alligator or if it's supposed to be like a dinosaur or something. But it's mostly bad remixes and stuff.
My man!
No man, your music is wicked
Really?
cool. Wicked good. You know my songs?
Not a chance!
Nope. Don't even have to. You're the ultimate music producer. That just about says it all.
moving on.
I assume you two also woke up in this place, right? Do you have any idea what might be going on?
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole shebang did come out of the blue,
Let me
but
think.
to be honest, it feels like an extreme haunt. Do you know what that is?
It figures.
No, I don't. Figures. You don't look like the type.
Hey.
Meaning.
following?
Anyway, extreme haunts are really intense horror attractions. Think a haunted house crossed with a survival horror game.
Oh boy.
Staff will chuck you into an underground tunnel systems, trap you in coffins, anything to scare you. I'm pretty good with the coffins, not so much with the
That's
tunnels.
not important.
What's this got to do with
Catch
us?
my drift?
You see, there are a couple places that are known for starting their haunts with a simulated
For
kidnapping.
real?
And to make it feel as real as possible, they'll even take you when you least expect it. Thing is, they can't just jump anybody. You gotta consent first. The hell? I'd never agree to be
Come off the
kidnapped.
grass.
Extreme haunts, eh? People know better than to involve me in that crap.
Well,
Maybe we consent to our kidnapping without realizing it.
Eh?
Huh? For example, the letters we received from the academy. Is it possible those invites were actually consent forms in disguise? Don't tell me you actually believe this guy. Given what we've seen so far, I'd wager anything is possible. Is that really what's happening here? And accepting that letter, asking me to join Eden's Garden Academy, did I unknowingly agree to this crap? Well, that's just a theory. We won't know anything. Won't know what's going on until we explore some
In
more.
any case.
I know some people who might be interested in your theory. They're gathering by the courtyard outside. You can join them if you want.
Adios.
Sure thing. Let's go, Mark. Looking less than enthused, he let the drag racer take him by the arm and lead him away. Could it really be possible? Were the letters he received actually consent forms in disguise? Is this some kind of messed up attraction? What does that say about Eden's Garden Academy? Is it part of the charade? Is Eden's Garden Academy even real? I should know better than to think nonsense like this. If the Academy were fake, someone would have already blown its cover. It's more likely that this is happening unbeknownst to the Academy. Okay, then I'll do her, and then her, and then the group, and then him.
Oof.
So you all got caught up in this too, did you? I remember seeing the 5 of you on that train. You really ultimate students, huh? We wouldn't have been on that train if we weren't. Just making sure. I knew the education sector had low standards, but are they just handing out titles to anyone who asks? What the hell is your damage? Huh. Right, that's it. What's the matter? I know this bitch. As in, personally, nah, she's the harlot that's been ruining my magazines. Since her interview with Rich People's Digest, her stupid success stories have been plastered everywhere. Youngest ever self-made billionaire, pioneer of the agriculture industry, blah. Did I hear that right? This girl we're talking to, is she actually? I'm flattered you've memorized my resume. Huh? Your resume, so those things she said weren't an exaggeration.
If I may ask.
This is news to you? Anyone knows about Winona. Winona, that would be my name.
Many call me the ultimate entrepreneur. Origins
aside, it's one good title. What did she say before that though? That would be my name, yes. Although many call me the ultimate entrepreneur, origins aside, it's one good title. No wonder she gave off such an intense aura. This girl probably has enough money to buy an entire country. So that doesn't mean I'm going to let her talk down to me. Sigh. She has looks, talent, and wealth. She would be a truly auspicious match. Why would a billionaire need to attend a school like Eden's Garden Academy? It would be an opportunity to make connections with well-established geniuses of my generation.
nasty.
Now that I'm aware of the lack of admissions process, I'm leaving the first chance I get. Not because you've been kidnapped. You can't leave. Destiny has decreed that I must guide you towards a most wondrous romance. I'm really not interested in that. I'd rather receive financial reparations from the Academy. At the very least, let me be your seed. With my divine foresight, I shall lead your legal battle to victory. After I fell asleep in the train car, someone must have carried me out and dumped me next to the tree here. Why didn't no one stop them? Were there no precautions in place to stop someone from manhandling a student? I'd say it was extreme ineptitude on the school's end, but since it appears I'm not the only victim, well, that makes things all the more sinister. So she thinks someone carried her here? It's possible, I guess. They could have transported us from the train by vehicle and then carried us in. When you woke up, was there anyone with you?
Honestly?
Yeah, but she was weird, so I left her. You were a walking stereotype.
You see?
Know about as much as you do. The 5 of us have been whopping around and we've been whopping around. Have been walking around and talking to the other students that were on the train. The rest of them are congregating outside. Once you meet everyone, maybe we'll be able to figure out what's going on.
By the way...
Say, why don't you join them? I think I'll take you up on that offer. Such a relief that one of you had actually had something useful to say. That girl is a piece of work, but given the recent happenings, she's not worth the stress. More importantly, what's happened to us, it's too much for a single pair of hands. Someone had to sneak onto you, maybe even hijack that train. Put a chemical agent and then carry everyone they knocked out. There's got to be more than one person behind this. A group, maybe. Question becomes who and why. Okay, her. She seemed like a nice person. What's this? More friends?
Stop.
Let's not get that far. I don't even know your name or talent
Wait just
yet.
a sec.
Then let me tell you.
Hi, my name is Ingrid Grimwall, and I'm the ultimate blacksmith.
She sounds like a sweetheart. I'm gonna be so upset if like half of I already know half of these characters are gonna die. But it's her Madison, pink-haired lady who I haven't talked to yet, and Eleanor. I'm gonna be the most upset about if they die. I don't give two shits about everyone else. Is it any... A real blacksmith, eh? Is it anything like how the movies depict it? Have you ever made swords out of molten metal? Not just swords, but tools, armor, statues. If you can name it, I can forge it. It's never an easy undertaking, I will admit. Sprained muscles are par on the for the course, but the same way climbing a mountain is painstaking, reaching the top delivers a high you can never forget. Struggle is all worth it for the outcome. Tee? No wonder she's built like an athlete. Her job sounds like non-stop, high-intensity exercise. So, how's your kind not gone extinct? Extinct? Made redundant by technology.
Can't you see?
Are there ways to make specialized weapons without
Well,
overworking yourself?
I don't like to admit
Against
it.
modern machines, it's true I'm not an equal match. Because I think I'm better than them. Those hunks of metal may look cool, but their creations lack the human touch. Gotta keep things natural, traditional. That's when truly amazing things
Now,
happen.
would you look at that?
My creation touches the heart. It's better than anything made in my machine. Imperfections be damned.
My.
Ooh, better than machines, huh? People have always told me my skills are impressive, but I'm not yet. But I'm yet to be compared to a computer or something. How come a blacksmith can receive that sort of acclaim before me?
Could you
Oh shit.
Oh.
Oh, I see. I just skipped over. There's always been a demand for handmade things, especially nowadays. Does your audience skew older by chance? Old folks, movie producers, board game enthusiasts, even the occasional youngin'. These are all people who visit me. It's great when I can relate to most of my clients. Their excitement is mine. Exactly which clients does she relate to? Any case, are you the same as us? Were you also kidnapped on the train and taken here? I wouldn't say kidnapped.
Come again?
What? Did you not like it on that train?
Well?
No, I did. Then how else would you describe the situation? Maybe it's a surprise experience.
Hiya.
Better yet, it's a surprise exam. The people running this program are just putting our abilities to the test.
Take this seriously.
That's stupid. If the academy was unhinged, no one would
Let's
continue
get
attending it.
going.
Well, you know, whatever it is, I'm sure we'll get out of here. Needless optimism isn't a substitute for reason.
By the way,
There's a gathering happening outside the building, Miss Kiyura explained. Explored. Would you like to join? We plan to discuss some very important matters there.
No.
Nah, aren't you nice? I'll get right to it. Don't do anything silly while I'm gone. Ingrid seems like a sweetheart. Okay, and then I will be so happy if this dude dies. Look, he annoying me, but oops, I'm really sorry for hurting your feelings. Give your content a try. Who knows? I might really like it. Man, if you don't like me from the start, you're never gonna like me.
Hi.
Hey, you two.
Wait.
Over
Hey.
here.
Oh crap, new guy over here. What? You boarded the train before things went all crazy, right? Check it out. Me and the new guy together again. He's
Stop.
definitely queer. There's no way. Stop acting like we're friends. I don't even know you.
You're just messing with me.
That's a joke, right? What is? You know, that thing you just said.
Hey.
Maybe you've heard my name before. This Kai Montiago. Ring a bell.
Hey.
Come on, Kai Montiago. Something of an artist, something of an entrepreneur.
Very funny.
He's an influencer, a really big influencer. Nope, doesn't ring a
Ouch.
bell. Ouch. Right in the ego.
I thought I already lost all faith in humanity before coming to this dump, but
There's no way. There's no way. That's crazy. You don't recognize a dumbass? Must be nice.
Yes.
You do? Guy's a cancer of the internet. Disagree with him on one thing and he'll sick his army of underage followers on you. He's a dictator with a trendy face.
another day, another
Dictatorships,
drama.
you naysayer types are always so overdramatic.
Whatever.
Don't listen to her, new guy. This chick's just recycling other people's propaganda.
Are you done yet?
You want to talk. Check yourself in the mirror before crying propaganda.
See that?
Eh? Yeah, huh? I see you're no stranger to photo editing. I'm kind of impressed. No one ever gives you out the face of a horse. and the tears returned as quickly as they vanished. I'm not sure what I expected an influencer to be like in person, but this was definitely not it.
Don't be mean.
Hey, leave Kai alone. He may not be the nicest person in the room, but can't you see you're hurting his feelings?
Ugh.
He can get over it. Anyway, what about you? Huh? Can you give me your name and talent? Oh, sure.
I'm Diana Venecia, your local cosmetologist. If you're ever in need of a makeover, I'll work my magic. Just ask.
She's so pretty. Diana. Okay, so Diana, Madison, Suiko, Eleanor, and then I forgot who else. But oh yeah, Ingrid. I'm gonna be so happy if they die. Not happy. I'm gonna be so upset if they die. Everyone else can kind of like pass on, leave, exit the building, pass away. I mean, obviously people are gonna die because it's a Danganronpa fan game, but
Come again?
is that it? You're just a makeup artist?
For your information.
Or just a makeup artist, the makeup artist.
Indeed.
What? Diana is the biggest beautician in Hollywood. She's relatively new to the public sphere, but whatever talent has been dominating social media enough to pique the internet of the entertainment elite. Now every A-list celebrity is scrambling to hire her.
Well put.
See, this was not your first time talking about her. I'm simply quoting my friends. They are all on Diana's waiting
I'm
list.
sure.
I'm sure.
Anybody?
Why is it a shock that this guy doesn't recognize her? What about
How
me?
humiliating.
Why do you care what he thinks? Isn't the demographic for people like you largely teenage girls?
Hell no!
Stuff is for N rerun. I'm inclusive like that.
Hold on.
I'm inclusive like that, guys. I'm inclusive like that. Okay, that's it. Let's break this up. Diana, could you and Kai go to the courtyard outside? I'm trying to get everyone
No
to gather
worries.
there. Alright, see you later. But none of those guys like me either. A makeup artist and an influencer. Were this any other academy, I wouldn't bat an eye. The Ultimate Talent program is a shell of itself. I had ultimate titles to anyone who asks, but Eden's Garden Academy said it was above that. So it prioritized academic talent. And now it thinks I'm on par with those two? Okay, we have Journal Guy and then Pirate, and those are the last two. He was suddenly observing the space around him and jotting things down into a
Hello?
notebook. Hey, you.
The hell?
The hell? So, sorry, I dozed off for a bit there.
A cause for
You
concern.
have terrible eye bag too, not beginning enough sleep. Getting knocked out on that train is the most sleep I've gotten in a week. Thankfully, that little girl woke me up before I wasted too much time. If I'd known better, I wouldn't have. Your terrible sleep schedule has diminished your already meager natural beauty. Plus, for a few kids that begin fiercely scribbling in his notebook. Interesting. A boy with a snake tie, a girl with a white uniform, a man with a dapper
Oi,
suit.
you.
Wait, what are you doing?
Excuse me.
A very loud woman with a visor. Are you writing about us? I make sure to record all of my daily happenings. So no way I'd remember it all otherwise. In some fashion, note-taking is just one of my many responsibilities.
My name is Ulysses Wilhelm, and I'm the ultimate historian. Please make note of that for future reference.
I was close when I said journalist, but he's a historian. Okay, I'm most likely going to save when I'm done talking to him. He's a cutie, but I wouldn't be very upset if he died. Interesting. A fellow scholar. Much like myself. Should an ultimate historian be good at memorizing stuff?
Yes.
Yes, I'm perfectly proficient at remembering historical facts. There's no book, it's just for frivolous information. Stuff like shopping lists, classmate birthdays, when to brush my teeth.
Filthy.
Such excellent memory wasted on many old trivia. Probably couldn't even remember the date of your wedding anniversary unless you wrote it down.
Unfortunately.
I think that's the same for most.
So
what do you do as the ultimate historian? As of now, I work at the Patawomek River Museum in Sakamaka.
And so on and so
I
on.
direct one of exhibits there, the Cold War era. I'm not giving tours. I'm citing primary source documents in my office. No wonder you can't get any sleep. If you can stay awake while reading all those boring history books, there's definitely something wrong with you. History isn't for everyone, I'm aware, but it's important knowledge nonetheless. Those who fail to learn from history are doomed to sound stupid when arguing on the internet.
No.
That's not how the saying goes. It isn't, but I updated it to coincide with more modern values. I thought it was funny.
Right.
Humor is subjective. Anywho, people have begun gathering outside. The plan is to discuss our next course of action. Could you please join them?
Sleepy.
Yes, right. Thank you, miss. He hurriedly fumbled through the pages of his notebook. Toshiko Kagura.
Unacceptable!
Did you seriously forget my name? This is the most egregious offense. Oh my god, Ulysses' best character? I'm sorry, Sylvia. Guys, this might sound mean, but I'm not gonna be upset if the dude dies. He's a cutie, sure, but like, I wouldn't really care. Take solace in the fact that I am a mere matchmaker and not your romantic partner.
According to my notes.
In a large world run by even larger ideas, small things can be easily overlooked. Humph. Fanning herself indignantly, Toshiko stormed off. Should we follow her?
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy we just met probably won't. Ooh. And he's asleep again. That's beautiful. Anyways. Pirate Man! Glad to see you're alright, kid. Of course I'm alright. Gave everyone a scare running away like that. I really thought we could catch you, but how fortunate that the door came equipped with a lock.
See?
Sigh. However, it was all worth it. Look at these people I befriended during my exploration.
I hear ya.
I'll give credit where credit's due. You came back with plenty of spoils.
Oi, you.
Wait, I want to talk for a sec.
Huh?
You're a pirate, right? Shiver me timbers, ahoy matey, that kind of pirate, right?
Pirate?
Eh?
No. Hey, I'm not a pirate. I'm a ship captain. There's a huge difference. Huh? A ship captain?
I'm talking.
You don't need to be so loud. She's just asking a question. Just a question? Ha, for guys like me, that pirate nonsense is a tired stereotype.
Watch it.
Pirates live off stealing and causing trouble. We ship captains are nothing like those lowlives.
Jeez.
If you're not a pirate, then explain the clothes.
Huh?
Now, do these look like the clothes of a pirate to you? Maybe not a real one, but an exaggerated stereotype, sure.
Please don't.
It's probably best you leave this man alone. I take it he's dealt with our kind before.
My mistake.
I never like to soil the mood, but a man can only stand so much.
I'm real sorry.
Sorry for losing my
Anyway.
cool. Okay, whatever. You said you were a ship captain, right? This guy was acting weird, but I wanted to get more out of him. I never pictured a ship captain receiving an invitation from Eden's Garden Academy. Certainly not someone like this guy.
That's right.
That's right. I know the seas like the back of my hand. Every river and waterway within the north and southern waters. I'm the king of the seas, hero of the storm. Oh.
Hero
Guys.
of the storms. I am Jean de la Mer.
Why did he take so long to do his voice line? I had already started reading. Took so damn long. So damn long to talk. Like, king of the seas, hero of the storms. Do people actually call him that, or did he come up with those
Is that
names
really
himself?
true?
You know every river and waterway. Is that really true? Yep, I've studied every map I possibly can. Of course, I haven't actually been everywhere. According to a stingy little thing called Border Patrol, that's known in some parts as trespassing. I may be the king of the seas, but I'm not above the law. I suppose that's good enough.
I see.
Either way, it's not like it matters much here. From the looks of it, we're nowhere near the ocean.
Leave it to me.
Fortunately, life as a captain has accustomed me to the unexpected. You lads can trust me. I will protect you as if you were my own
What
crew.
now?
Protect us from what? I suppose, from whoever put these wristwatch on us. Then again, there doesn't seem to be anyone else in this place apart from us.
How's that sound?
Guess that means our only obstacle is finding an escape. Not too big of an ask, eh? All we need to do is find where we entered, then voila, sweet freedom. Such a simple conclusion. He was sure making a deal out of it.
By the way...
It may interest you to know that people are gathering outside the building Miss Kuyura explored. We want everyone together so we can discuss what to do next. Would you like to join?
Good to know.
Always good to keep people on the same wavelength. See you there, mate. Piff, that guy's a prick. Not at all what I expected. Funny, he was every bit as dumb as his appearance. What was the Academy thinking in writing someone like him? Well done. We've exchanged formalities with everyone here. Should meet up with the others and formulate a plan of action.
I am an ultimate!
On our honor as ultimates, we will not be confined any longer. What a dramatic kid. Others should be gathered by the courtyard outside. That's where I should head next. Ulysses and Kai are my faves. Guys, don't... this might sound really mean, but I only care about Eleanor, Diana, Ingrid, and... I forgot her name already. Kuyura, or whatever the fuck her first name is. I don't care about anyone else. So, like, if anyone else dies, I'm not gonna be too upset.
Any clue?
What did that say? The other 11 students were gathered in the center of the courtyard, nervously discussing the situation. So, any clue what's going on here?
What if...
We're being pranked, 100%.
Oh.
This would be a really elaborate prank.
No, seriously.
Some people have the money for it. Whatever it is, I'm killing the prick who's responsible. Unsurprisingly, they didn't seem to be getting anywhere.
Excuse me.
This is off topic, but I don't believe I ever asked your name. Loud woman in visor.
Remember the name.
It's Grace, you wanker. And your surname, please. Madison. Grace Madison, the ultimate golfer. Hey, how do you know that? She did it in that dining hall, remember?
That's
I don't recall you being there for introductions. Maybe she was eavesdropping.
I would never.
Eavesdropping? I would never. I simply happened to overhear your conversation is all. In other words, she was eavesdropping. Ew. What the fuck was that? Anyways, hey, if we could take a step back for a second, what was this about a dining hall?
Correct.
Inside the building over there. Is there a kitchen too?
Man.
They got anything local? I'm starving.
Pay attention.
Be patient, will you? Introductions are still underway. Nah, okay, but you still have to speedrun them.
Oh, man.
Gaming references from someone else. The universe has been thrown out of balance. Along with Grace and Madison, we have the almighty and prestigious Wolfgang Akira. He's well known as the ultimate lawyer. Yes, that's correct.
Hey.
Oh, hey, lawyer man.
Lawyer man?
Lawyer man, is that your name for me?
Yep.
It's either that or Wolfie. Do you like Wolfie more?
I must decline.
Stay with what you have already.
Hi.
A lawyer. Wow, it's so nice to meet you. Except we have Toshiko trying to go to that me. His name seems to be escaping me. Perhaps you might know Wolfgang, Grace?
I'm not too...
I have no idea. Fuck if I know his name.
Whiskey.
He told me, I'm pretty sure. It's Mark, right? My bad. I've got a habit of mixing you sort of guys together.
Oi.
Wait, what are you waiting for? Tell us your name already. Damon, my two ultimate debater. A debater?
Ooh.
So like a bargain bin lawyer?
Hey.
That's Grace Madison, Wolfgang here, Damon, my two. Who else is left?
Hiya.
Come on, darling, you can do it. Yes, share your name. Eva. Just Eva?
Just like my video
Yes,
games.
like the spy? Eva Sunaka. That's a very pretty
Now,
name.
would you look at that?
Fittingly elegant, isn't it? But let's not get off topic. What's your talent, Eva?
That's...
Now that you've mentioned it, I'm pretty sure you never told me your talent. What's up with that? I told you mine. It's only fair you tell me yours. Ultimate liar. Gang. It's a budget Celestia. Celestia on a budget. if her talent was the truth. Ultimate liar. Ha 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 ha. That's so funny. So, like, what's your actual talent? That's it.
What?
What?
Good to know.
Didn't know line was something you could be the best at. You learn something new every day.
Are you for real?
You actually believe her? How is someone supposed to make a career out of lying?
No.
Easy. Get a job in marketing.
It's the truth.
It's just what I am.
How can that be?
Is that supposed to be your explanation? But that's, I mean, if you're the best at lying, how are we supposed to believe anything you say? Despite those last few words, we all turned to Eva expectantly. That was when it happened. Ding dong, bing dong.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Can everyone hear me? Yes?
What in the sexy?
Good morning, my amicable student friends. First off, allow me to apologize. I realize the ride here was a bumpy one, especially for ultimates such as yourselves. But expect things to be different within these halls. Yes, it is my pleasure and privilege to welcome you all to Eden's Garden Academy.
Okay, before that, let me slave.
May this be the beginning of a wondrous journey.
Damn, how long is this fucking prologue? God damn.
Doubt it.
Did you just say we're at Eden's Garden Academy?
No.
We can't
You
be.
think?
No kidding. This place looks nothing like a school.
Stop talking so loud.
Stop talking so loud. I want to hear this. I'm sure you're on the edge of your seats waiting for a proper orientation. But there's one more thing to do before we can meet face to face. It won't take very long. All I ask is that you enter the building across from me. From there, we can begin preparations for a formal introduction. Until then, farewell.
I must take note of this.
That was certainly interesting.
Whack.
Couldn't agree more. Whack. Okay, I'm sorry if you're gonna get like so confused, but I'm too lazy to do voices for these people, cause then I'm gonna forget their voices, and then I'm just gonna make them all like have an accent. So,
Somebody explain.
do you think he's the person that brought us here?
You following?
Yeah. What if he set up the sleeping gas on the train?
Bit complicated.
In that travel bag, how do you reckon he snuck it on?
Guys.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're not going to skip that part he said about the building, are we? He wants us to go inside. What do you think? Should we?
Hell no!
Hell no. I'm not waltzing right in there just for me to die or something. To die? You think we're going to be harmed?
Hold on.
If our captors wanted to kill us, we'd already be dead. What would be the point in killing us now? Reactions, I guess? I don't know. I'm not a psychopath.
How should I put it?
If it calls for it, what if we walk in together as one big group? When you know someone is looking out for you, things can be a lot less scary. Aye, she's got a point. The only way we can progress is if we face the problem head on. Easier said than done, soybean. I suppose that makes sense, but isn't it too naive? There's nothing wrong with a bit of optimism from time to time. Let's just try it, okay? Alright. Gathered around the entrance, 10 of us willing to be the first to walk through. Eventually, I mustered enough willpower to push the doors open. Hello? Ooh. In front of me lay the battered, bloody body of a young woman. Ow!
What?
I need to turn this down. Holy shit! Oh my god damn! Is that girl dead? Why is there a dead body? What happened?
There's no way.
Is this another student?
Holy
Shit, what the shit? That didn't call people. You were in this building before. Tell us what's going on. Yeah, why didn't you mention this other girl? The hell? I never even saw her. Huh? You were there too, bargain bin? Don't even. There's a floor below us. That's where I woke up.
Very funny.
And you missed a whole ass person?
Hell
Yeah,
no.
right. You saw her. You must have seen her. Come on, just admit it. Stop pressing me for an answer. I can corroborate Damien's story. There was never a body. Miss Madison and I walked through this exact hallway and saw nothing.
I wasn't expecting
So between the
this.
time you left and the time you returned, this girl was murdered. You think she was murdered? Well, I don't know for sure, but what happened to her? Does that really look self-inflicted?
Oh, shit!
So there's a killer running loose? But I don't recall hearing anything when I was waiting outside. Desmond can back me up, right?
Shit.
She's right. There were no screams and no one left the building. So the killer's still inside? Jet just screaming is such a mood. It's more panic shots for the corridor. Even Eva silently walked over to the body. Wait, what are you doing? Knowing Grace's question, she crouched down beside the dead girl and poked her in the face.
You.
The fuck is wrong with you? Stop that. It's not real. Eh? This girl. She's just a dummy. A dummy?
How?
Nuh-uh. That's definitely a real body.
You're crazy!
Did you say you were a liar? How
It's
should
the
we believe you? If you don't believe me, expect it yourself. Sigh. If no one is offering, I can do it. Wait,
Are we
him?
ready?
Well, how does that sound to everyone? He turned to look at each of us. I had my reservations, but when his gaze met mine, my lips instantly sealed shut. Look he gave me, it was unexpectedly intense.
Okay.
Yes, you can do it. Casually approached the body and knelt beside it, then just like Eva,
I'll be damned.
would you look at that? She's right, it is a dummy.
For real?
For real?
Say what?
That's so real. How did she know it was
You
fake?
see?
My intuition. Also, a corpse would smell. This doesn't smell.
Dude, no!
As if, could you be any more suspect?
That ain't it.
Not just that, there's something under the dummy. Huh? What is it? A tablet. Jean rose from the ground and turned to face us. Sure enough, he was holding a tablet. It was slid under the dummy. There's no blood on it as far as I can tell. Nice hiding place. Wouldn't have noticed it if I hadn't taken a closer look. Gives the impression I was supposed to,
For
don't it?
real?
Hey, what's on the tablet? Let me turn it on. Danganronpa on a budget for real, except I really like this one because I can't play Super Danganronpa another PMO because it's in Korean and I don't know how to download the fucking game. Press a button, then walked over and held the tablet out for us to see. Ooh, it's loading something. For a few seconds, the loading symbol vanished. In its place was a photo of a girl. Kara Koskinen, Ultimate Teacher's Aide. 5'6", 112 pounds, female, 18. Victim. What is this? But the tablet hasn't finished loading. Just after that image, cause of death. She was stabbed almost 28 times in her torso and died from blood loss. The victim also suffered from chemical burns to the head. The most notable burns are to her eyes and scalp. Time of death is unknown. Torso 28 times. It reads like a body report. First, a dead body that's revealed to be a dummy. Now a body report. What the hell is going on? Geez, took you long enough to find that tablet. Long ago, a heinous murder was committed, and the victim so happened to be an ultimate, much like yourselves. Before you is a perfect reconstruction of the crime scene, as well as the effigy of the victim with the appropriate injuries. It was quite emotionally draining to craft that dummy. It served as a strong reminder of what was lost. She was a really nice girl. So much potential lost to violence. Where is this man playing at? Anyway, it is your responsibility to find out the details of her death. Surrounding area, the murder weapon, how she reacted in her final moments, etc. Oh, but don't worry about finding the murderer's identity. He's already right in front of you. See that green man on that tablet screen? Yep, that's your guy. Please investigate the crime scene and gather as many clues as you can. For a certain period of time, you will be asked to present your findings to me. Believe me, it's in your best interest to put your full effort into this. Have fun, everyone!
Not okay!
Investigation, what the hell? Fuck, enough of this already. I don't want any part in this. Stop telling me what to do. She grabbed a large chunk of rock from the floor and ran over to the speaker, screaming in obscenity. She pulled her hand as far back as she could.
Brutal.
No way. Was that the watch trying to destroy private property? That's a zap. Fuck.
Fuck you!
Fuck.
Holy.
See, for real? Is the school trying to make us solve an old murder?
Don't say that.
Hold on, you guys. You can't just believe anything that Strange Man claims. Why would Eden Garden Academy, any academy for that matter, do something like this? Even if it tried to, the Ultimate Talent Program would have stopped them. I wouldn't underestimate the school board executives. Money can get to people's heads and make them take risks they shouldn't. This academy said it was unique. Maybe this is their version of an entrance exam.
What a joke.
They've been so obsessed with being different from the competition, they've forgotten what people want. Or like they've forgotten how to be sane.
What did you say?
Would the UTP really be okay with this?
Think about it this way.
Seems pretty counterintuitive. Everyone would want to quit their enrollment after this. And sue.
I'm talking.
If this is the work of a separate group, why are they using the academy's name? As a way to hide their own, maybe. They might have been kidnapped. They might have even kidnapped us because we were attending Eden's Garden Academy. So I'm like tweaking out. Explain. Well, what if they knew we all had to board a train? Would explain why we passed out. They boarded the train before us and planted the bag with gas.
There's gotta be something.
Because this happened on the train to the academy, they could claim they are the academy.
If I may ask.
Everyone keeps saying they. Isn't it the speaker man who kidnapped
That's not
us? It obviously wasn't just him. Seizing a train, bringing 16 people to an unknown location, that takes a team to do. Of course, that raises another glaring question. Why us? Why have we been brought into this? Is it because we're ultimates? It's not like anyone's specialty is detective work. It just doesn't add up. I think
Grotesque.
I will let the rest of you handle this. I doubt I'm needed in this grotesque situation. I'll be on my way. Yeah, that's okay. Actually, can I come with? I'd feel super bad leaving you alone. Oh.
Sure.
Sure, I suppose.
You can do it.
Good luck solving the mystery, everyone. I know you can do it. On that note, Diana and Toshiko walked away in the direction of the room with the kitchen.
Don't get close.
I'm going with them. Screw this. Kai took off down the hallway like his life depended on it. Geez, better them than us. I don't know about all this. Will that man really let us go if we investigate? We won't know if we continue standing around like this. For now, all we can do is take the risk and do as he says. He's right. I need to brace myself and follow the directions I've been given. As of now, it's my only way to learn more information about my current situation. I can only hope that this ordeal will be over soon. Investigation time! Before I do anything else, I should go back over to that tablet. Okay, I need to save here. Yada yada, yada 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 yada. There's a lot going on here. Chemical burns in addition to 28 stab wounds. Jesus, I don't want to believe the speaker guy says, but if this murder is based on true events, damn, the killer is totally sick in the head. Tablet has been added to the truth bullet section of your trinket. Okay, can I save now? Guys, it's my first ever deadly life. Oh my god. Thankfully, I'm a fucking badass. Copters give us a lot of information about the victim. To their credit, what's written on the tablet isn't accurate, but I should expect the body just in case. It's just a doll. Damon, stop hesitating. Doll was slumped against the door, her torso soaked in blood. Parts of her shirt had been ripped open, exposing bits of bloody, indiscernible pulp. Quickly took a step back, trying to control my breathing to avoid throwing up. This is a doll. There's no reason to be afraid of a doll. Okay, rifle, knife, then her. Anything else? I don't think so. Yeah, just her, the knife, and the rifle. Probably do her first. The girl has been stabbed repeatedly. I don't need the tablet to know that. However, her cause of death, you'd think it was a stab to the heart or something, but the tablet claimed blood loss. To get a closer look, the wounds, they don't seem excessively deep. At least not deep enough to pierce her heart. If she died from blood loss, what does that say about the killer? could have killed her quickly if they wanted. They want her to suffer a slow death. Damn, this is messed up. Bowie knife laid next to the victim. It's safe to say that this must be the murder weapon. Bowie knife has been added to the truth bullet section of your trinket. Of course. Then the rifle. The visual sight of the doll really struck me so much I completely overlooked this rifle. Looking at it now, I realized something. If the victim was stabbed, what was the rifle near her body? Or could you step back a bit? I'm curious about something. What? No, before I could finish my sentence, Gene walked over to where I was and picked up the gun. Hey, you're messing with the crime scene. Ignoring me, he released the magazine of the gun with surprising ease. Probably the magazine protruded a loaded bullet. Oh, that's interesting. This rifle hasn't even been used. Definitely a dangerous thing to have around. I'll put it down and guard it so nobody gets any smart ideas. Better than him holding it. Damn, a loaded gun. What's going on in the killer's head? Why bring a gun to the crime scene and not even use it unless that gun was purely for intimidation? That's very logical, but it'd be a twisted game to play with the victim. So rifle has been added to the truth bullet section of yada 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 yada. What else is there to investigate? Oh, hands. Hands are surprisingly clean, all things considered. There were no other marks or injuries apart from her nails. Looked like there was dried blood underneath them. Was there blood underneath her nails, but not on the rest of her hands? Added to the truth, yeah. Seemed to be all the evidence. Nothing else. I should check the inside of the closet now. Yes. The rest of the building, the inside of the closet was old and dilapidated. So the last part the last place I'd want to dig through, but I had to gather as much evidence as possible. Otherwise, I won't be able to present a strong argument. Okay, shelf, bucket, clock, then these three. Check the clock first. There's a clock above the door. It doesn't seem like it works. It's a bucket. Pretty typical thing to find inside a janitor's closet, but why is it randomly laying here? There's nothing inside it except, what does this smell? It smells like bleach? Bucket has been added, yeah, blah 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 blah! The shelf was packed with an assortment of towels. I briskly inspected each towel to check for anything underneath. Many had gathered dust, but that was it. Nothing looked suspicious. Oh, okay, so now I have to talk to them.
Check it out!
Hey, check out what's behind the door. Saying that, she stepped away from the corner. It's a ladder. It doesn't seem like there's anything strange about it. Why was this brought to my attention again?
Not cool.
I'm disappointed in you,
So
huh?
hackneyed.
Call this thing a ladder? It's so obviously a step ladder. Aren't they practically the same thing? I have to agree with Miss Amber. Everyone knows an ace investigator must record his evidence as accurately as possible. That's certainly what the victim would want. Well, a guy who doesn't get my references is no fun to be around. I'll check peeps outside. Smell you later, lawyer man. She's already out of here? Did she investigate anything besides that stupid daughter?
It's for the best.
We must make every effort to examine the crime scene as thoroughly as possible. For the sake of entertaining the people who kidnapped us, but for the sake of the victim. After all, this was based on a real murder, was it not? That was what the tablet said, though I'm still skeptical about the validity of that statement. There might be more clues around here. I'm going to check this entire closet for evidence. Nothing. The person that occurs more likely to cause a murder and not solve one. Alright, have fun with that. Looks like that's everything around here. I should check out the other end of the room. Ingrid, Winona, Desmond. So it's just these three and the fucking camera in the corner. Is the guy on the speaker watching us through this? Just the thought made my stomach turn. Okay, I'll do Ingrid first, cause Ingrid. These shelves are really intriguing. Take a look. Some of the cleaning brands go as far back as the 80s and 90s. You recognize them? Cause I use them. Why would you do that?
How should I put it?
Old chemicals do the job better, since there were fewer regulations about what's poisonous and all that. Just don't ask where I got them, don't want to alert the fuzz. Sure they don't care about her black market cleaning supplies.
Gotta stay one step ahead.
I checked all the containers on this shelf. They're all full with the exception of one, a bottle of bleach. Bleach? Huh. Bucket in the closet. That
makes sense.
That's probably not a coincidence. Doing this thing is supposed to emulate a real crime scene. Look at how much effort has been put into this. I can't think too much about what kind of situation we're in, or I'll never be able to handle it. That security camera, it's brand new. Now that she's mentioned it, it does look out of place. Think it would have gathered dust like the other items in here. Did it really get cleaned or did it recently get cleaned or something? My company's headquarters have similar ones installed, except these cameras are even more high tech. Typical schools spending more on security than educating their students. That's assuming this is even the academy's doing. Bing bong ding dong. Alright everyone, that's time. Look at you all. You investigated the crime scene so well. It's enough to bring a tear to my eye. Jokes aside, please meet by the elevator for the class trial. You should find it somewhere around the Tree of Ignorance. Don't make me wait too long. I might start getting zap happy. See you soon. Class trial. What the hell does that mean? Sounds like that's the end of our investigation. If we're done with this closet, we should go outside and talk to the others.
Come off the grass.
Wait, what the hell is a class trial? Your guess is as good as mine. Obviously, we're going to court. Court?
What?
He's going to put us on trial? Maybe that's where we talk about the clues we found.
Just saying.
Makes sense for our current situation. Investigation, clues, files. What else could that stuff be for? Good point. It does seem oddly similar to court procedures. Oh my god. Obviously, we're missing key suspects and witnesses, but they don't seem to be relevant to this case anyway. He mentioned that this elevator was near the Tree of Ignorance, right? He must be referring... Oh my god. He must be referring to the room with the tree. Probably, yeah. That's the only thing I can think of. However, I don't recall seeing an elevator anywhere.
Just follow me.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's get our butts over there. Keeps treating this like a dumb game. If we're really going on trial, that's gonna be a nuisance to deal with. Might as well follow her. One by one, everyone left. I guess I have no choice but to go as well. Fuck yeah, bro. I don't think I've ever seen a class trial in a prologue before. I'm like excited. I want to check up on Toshiko though. How do you remain so stoic at a time like this? Aren't you worried at all? No, not really. It's not like we're investigating some high stakes murder. Just a dummy, that's it. Yes, quite. I completely concur. She's obviously faking it. Without even looking at her face, I can tell she's sweating bullets. Poor Toshiko, dude. She doesn't deserve that. And obviously it's gonna be right fucking there where the door thing is. When I arrived at the tree, I saw that people were already bickering. Big tree inn's got an academy. Overused religious symbolism is tight. I hope we get let out after this. Can you confirm that, chick? Huh? Why are you asking her? Come off the grass. She's clearly faking her talent. And that makes her one of the bad guys who want to fake their identity besides someone with a secret to hide. I bet she was the one who brought that gas bomb on the train. And she didn't think to bring a mask to avoid passing out or whatever.
If no one else is gonna say it.
All you needed was a mask to protect you. Then, hey, don't look at me. I literally passed out. Oh my god, plenty of holes in it. I'd suffocate otherwise.
I've got something to say.
The latter chick's totally sus. Just look at how calm she's been acting. Someone knew that dead body was dummy, then she poked it in the face. That's not normal. I told you, it was my intuition. Intuition, my ass. It's not unbelievable. My gut told me that we should expect the doll. Now look at us. We're on a mission to solve her murder. Where's this elevator supposed to be again? They're meant to be an elevator, but all I see is the Tree of Ignorance. Maybe we're missing something, or maybe we're being played for fools. I'm assuming it's this statue thing. The base of the tree was a marble bust depicting a figure in a creepy mask. Cracks all over the mask, and one of the eyes was even missing. How old must this thing be? You noticed the statue too, don't you? Oh yeah.
You alright?
What's up with the statue? There's really something whack about it. I just can't put my finger on what. The mask is broken, there's a piece missing. Is that weird? The statue is probably like super old. It makes sense it'd be cracking and stuff. No, this definitely seems intentional. Like it's crappy on purpose. Even so, it's not relevant to the elevator, is it? Well, you know, maybe if we find the piece and place it back on the statue, something will happen, like a puzzle solving game. Sounds kind of far-fetched, but it wouldn't hurt to try. Saying we gotta look for the other part of the mask. Hold on to your butts, cause I've got the eyes of a predator.
Whatever.
This isn't a never mind. With that, everyone started to search the tree again. Some people inspected the tree itself while others scored around it. It seemed like a few minutes. Grace stood up fractantly with something in her hand. Everyone, I found it. Everyone Grace to see what she was holding. Nice, that must be it. What should we do with it? Do we just stick it back in the mask? Probably, yeah, I'll take care of it. Back off, Hercules, you ain't the one who found it. We brought the piece over to the statue and slotted it right into the mask, and then nothing happened. That was overdramatic. Click! Suddenly, the ground we were standing on began to shake. Oh, golly. Are we about to die? Oh, shit! Yeah, I knew the fucking door was gonna happen. Like, people are dumb, apparently. Yo, I was right. That actually worked. A fucking secret passage in a tree. I never thought I'd see that. The tree of knowledge, a symbol of sentience, intuition, and understanding, exists here as a barren replica. The tree of ignorance emulates the wonder of nature but does not achieve it, and justly so. For ignorance often aspires to be seen as wisdom. Game over, man! Game over! Oh god, nice spilling random philosophy. We're so fucked. Will this take us to the elevator? There's stairs at the foot of the opening. What are we waiting for? Let's explore. Why the sudden rush? I want to get home. Duh.
Elementary, my dear.
If we get this over with, we'll get out quicker. It's simple math. Fair enough. Should we just walk in, do we? One by one, we approach the opening of the tree. And descend into the darkness. This is an elevator. Danganronpa for real. Love it. Eva's hair looks kind of goofy though. Like, why does her hair do that? I need to stop saying Danganronpa. It's literally a fucking fan game, bro. Get it into your frontal lobe. I see. The elevator is underneath the tree. Reckless investments, I'm telling you. With a rumble, the elevator began its descent. We stood in silence, 16 worried strangers plummeting into the unknown. That's what we're here. That's what we were, after all. Random people thrown into this horrible place, and for what? Some twisted man's game? A fake crime scene, an investigation, a creepy statue. An elevator in a tree, none of this was the work of your average kidnapper. There was something much bigger, and in no way could it be connected to Eden's Garden Academy. The elevator began to slow, snapping me out of my thoughts. I stood up tall, and when moving stopped completely, the doors opened. In front of us was a large circular hall supported by marble pillars. In the center of the room, 16 podiums have been arranged into a circle. Were those for us? Welcome everyone. I hope you enjoyed the elevator ride, even if it was a bit quick. As you can see, this is the trial room. Each podium has a name on it. Find your designated podium and stand there until I give out further instructions.
However,
and if we don't comply, then I'll zap you, of course. Not that zapping shit again. Let's face it, Miss Madison, we have to go along with his demands. Okay, there's a few smart ones in the pack, eh? Well, come along now. We don't have all day. There's no avoiding it. We had to assume our places. I'm so excited. God damn. The faces around me, everyone wore similar expressions. Discomfort, anger, worry. It didn't end. We've been kidnapped and forced to play as pawns in some inane game. No free will, no choice in our actions. All we could do was move forward. We had to hope for an escape, a way to run from this twisted place. We had to solve this murder case. The rhyming is so real. I love it. Yes, I want to save my game. Thank you. View trinket, and then my bullets. The victim is yada yada. A blood-soaked knife found at the scene of the crime. It was fully loaded assault rifle next to the victim's body. It was speckled with blood. Found lying on its side in the janitor closet. The interior of the bucket reeked of bleach. There was dried blood underneath the victim's nails. The rest of her hands were clean. Okay. Just begin. Heck yeah.
Let's begin with a brief explanation of the class trial. The objective here is simple. Explain how the murder took place. Using evidence you've gathered during the investigation, you will argue what you believe happened to the victim. Should you all agree on the right answer, you will be free to leave this place. Should you all agree on the wrong answer, well, you'll find out. That's all there is to it. Have fun, everybody.
Somebody, get me out of here.
If this is something we must discuss, I know a good place to start.
Get me out of here, 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 get me out of here! Somebody get me out of here! What happened to her? Oh, shit! They fried her brain!
Calm down. It's only a shock. She won't suffer any permanent side effects. If I wanted to see the brain dead bicker, I'd just turn on the telly. On that note, please, carry on.
Holy shit, the people running this thing aren't playing around.
As you were saying, Wolfgang?
Right. The way I see it, the objective of this
By the way, can I get like a seat with this thing? I'm just gonna be an onlooker. It's only fair.
You're seriously not going to contribute?
What am I even supposed to do?
Put your detective hat on, buddy. We're here to solve a mystery.
Yeah. Who murdered that dummy chick, right?
Not who murdered her, how they murdered her.
Did that tablet not explain it?
It listed her wounds, yes, but it didn't explain how they were inflicted.
Probably because it's so obvious.
But, Miss Amber...
And I don't have to!
Would you look at that? A debate's already underway.
These guys are clearly confused. I need to stop them before they arrive at the wrong conclusion. Oh gosh, did you hear that? That's the sound of a non-stop debate approaching. During non-stop debate, your classmates will speak one after another without interruption. Students may say things that contradict the truth. It's your job to determine which states must be broken in order to progress the trial. For your ammo, you have been armed with the truth bullets you gathered during the investigation. Truth bullets that are relevant to the debate will be loaded into your truth cylinder. Use the mouse to aim your reticle and right-click to fire. You'll want to aim for words highlighted in gold. Those are the weak spots. A lie or contradiction may be hiding within a weak spot. Yada yada yada. I already know. Blah 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 blah. Use the space bar to concentrate. Blah blah. Okay, shut the fuck up. That's all for now. Don't jump to too many conclusions. No, stop the debate. Fuck yeah, bro. Assault rifle.
The mystery was never about who killed Kara, but how she died.
Is that true?
Objection! It's obvious what the murder weapon was.
I didn't get a good look at the crime scene, but the body was pretty bloody.
And what could have spilled that blood? Besides that big, scary gun.
No, that's wrong!
Cassidy, can you stop butting in? You barely investigated the crime scene to begin with.
Whoa, what? I searched that place from top to bottom.
Alright, then tell me, how was a fully loaded assault rifle used as the murder weapon?
That's easy. It wasn't. Obviously, the shooter reloaded their gun to full capacity. Any smart shooter could tell you that. Right, Desmond?
Why are you bringing me into this?
Except, the victim suffered multiple stab wounds to the torso. If a gun was fired, not only should the body have had bullet wounds, but there would be shell casings from the fired bullets. We saw neither at the crime scene.
If the gun didn't do that, chicken, what was the actual murder weapon?
I got it. The bloody knife. It's just so blatantly obvious. It was literally right next to the victim's body.
Why so Cam's razor gotta ruin everything?
Interesting. Both the knife and the rifle were present at the crime scene, but only the knife was used.
Kind of weird, choosing the inferior weapon.
Nothing beats the sting of a sharpened blade.
If the killer didn't use the rifle, why was it at the crime scene?
Maybe it came from inside the closet.
Don't see why you'd be storing a gun in a janitor's closet.
Man, I don't know. What if it's not even related to the murder?
Of course it's related. It's covered in blood.
Oh no. Everyone's starting to yell.
Okay. Tablet assault rifle.
To reiterate, both the rifle and the knife were next to the victim's body.
Yet they opted for the knife. Odd choice.
I bet that gun didn't even work. These days, it's all about aesthetics over effectiveness.
That's like your opinion, lady.
If the gun was broken, then the killer would have no reason to bring it with them. And yet, they did.
Watch it be for the aesthetic.
To reiterate, both the rifle and the knife were next to the victim's body.
Yet they opted for the knife. Odd choice.
I bet that gun didn't even work. Oh, you agree?
Wait, the evidence Damon presented doesn't support that.
Guys, I don't know what the hell. I need to think.
To reiterate, both the rifle and the knife were next to the victim's body.
Yet they opted for the knife. Odd choice.
I bet that gun didn't even work. These days, it's all about aesthetics over effectiveness.
That's like your opinion, lady.
If the gun was broken, then the...
No, that's wrong!
Okay, I found it. Damn.
Stop that thought right there. If we keep assuming the killer had the gun, we'll end up running in circles.
What? You think the killer was unarmed?
No, they were definitely armed. With a knife. The reason they didn't use a gun is probably because they never had it to begin with.
But then, who did?
Easy. The victim.
Whoa! The dummy had the gun?
If it wasn't the killer, it has to be her. She must have brought it to the closet. She was probably carrying it before the murder, but dropped it when the killer attacked her.
Oh, I guess that makes some sense.
Complete sense.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. Aren't you overlooking something?
Huh?
The victim was stabbed from the front, meaning she could have seen the killer coming, correct? If so, why didn't she shoot them?
A stealth attack! I bet the killer memorized her AI movements.
That girl must have been killed before she had the chance to defend herself.
That's not technically true. There's evidence of a struggle between the victim and the This is it. We found dry blood under the victim's fingernails, which implies she was clawing at her attacker. Of course, no explanation is definitive without photo proof of the killer, but I'm confident this is what happened.
Why would you resort to scratching when you're carrying a gun?
Did something get in the way of her using it?
Wonder if that killer stole it from her.
She should have seen or heard him coming from the hallway at the very least.
Why do you think she was in the hallway?
That's where the fight happened, right?
I think you're getting ahead of yourself. How can we be sure the fight happened there?
Maybe the fight started in the hallway, and after it ended, her body was dragged into the closet.
If that happened, shouldn't there have been streaks of blood on the floor? Or in the hallway?
Drag marks? Can't say I saw any.
It was merely a jest. No need to take it so seriously.
Instead of dragging the victim, what if the killer carried her? I don't know why they would want to do that, but it would explain the lack of drag marks.
But then, wouldn't the killer have been covered in
blood? Aye. It should have gotten everywhere. Those wounds were brutal. A few inches deep, I reckon. Carrying her would have done nothing to stop the blood flow.
She was obviously killed in the closet. That's where the blood was.
Yes, you're right. I'm so sorry for derailing the conversation.
Moving on.
That fight. The victim had the gun, but she was overpowered?
If she wanted to, she could have just, you know.
It doesn't make much sense, does it?
Okay, I know how this works. I don't care. Yada blah 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 yada yada.
That slimy killer pulled a fast one and knocked the gun out of her hand.
By the sounds of it, those two did have a crazy tussle.
But she still carried a gun. So why didn't she shoot?
I bet that girl didn't even see them coming. Appreciate the support.
Yeah, it was
That slimy killer pulled a fast one out of her hand.
I'm assuming it's closer to the end.
Why didn't she shoot? I bet that girl didn't even see them coming. Maybe she thought the killer was her friend?
I know I wouldn't hurt a friend.
But she tried clawing their eyes out.
Okay, so it's either
That
slimy
Ingrid killer pulled a fast one
or
and knocked the gun out of her hand.
That's right.
That slimy killer pulled a fast one and knocked the gun out of her hand.
By the sounds of it,
God.
those two
I'm
did
so
have a
confused.
crazy.
But she still carried a gun. So why didn't she shoot? I bet that girl didn't even see them coming. Maybe she thought the killer was her friend?
oh, I know. It's the
She tried clawing their eyes out.
it's fucking what's his face? Except it's with the tablet instead of the bucket.
But she still carried a gun. So why didn't she shoot? I bet that girl didn't even see them coming.
I missed it.
I wouldn't hurt a friend. She tried clawing their eyes out.
Okay, yeah, blah 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 blah.
The slimy killer pulled a fast one and knocked the gun out of her hand. By the sounds of it, those two did have a crazy tussle. But she still carried a gun. So why didn't she shoot? I bet that girl
Didn't even see.
I got it.
I'm so smart. Except I'm really not, and I'm really fucking dumb.
John actually has a point. The victim probably couldn't see what was going on. According to the tablet, she suffered chemical burns to the face and eyes. That sort of injury would have effectively blinded her. Also, inside the janitor's closet, there was a large empty bottle of bleach. That's probably the chemical that caused the burns.
Blinded? With bleach? That's horrible.
All that pain, yet she still managed to fight back?
She sure put up a struggle. Without a gun, I guess the next best thing was her hands.
So the killer was definitely the one who blinded her.
Indeed. Knowing she had a gun, he blinded her to make her less dangerous. Then, when he pinned her against the door and stabbed her, she tried to retaliate.
Until eventually dying from her wounds.
Jeez, this is brutal. Couldn't they have toned down the violence?
The past is in the past, and we can't change that. All we can do is solve her untimely death, eh?
I mean, by the sounds of it, we've already figured it out, right?
No, not yet.
Seriously?
But we've already discussed so much!
We know she was armed. We know she was blinded. We figured out how she died. How is this not a closed case?
Please understand, I'm proud of everyone's hard work so far. Because of you, we're one step closer to bringing the victim justice.
This was never about the dummy.
However, we should think of this case like an equation. Knowing how it works is only half the struggle. Now we need to figure out why.
As in, the motive?
Mm-hmm. You're on the right track.
You speak like we have any information on the killer. The man's a stock image. He doesn't even have a name. What are we supposed to ascertain from that?
Not every answer will be written down for you. Sometimes actions speak louder
he's
than...
a non-character?
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold the phone!
Grace?
Whoa, what? Since when was Grace back to normal?
Right now, Soybean. Watching you guys try to solve this mystery has been like watching a dumpster catch on fire. I guess all that smoke must have clouded your vision, 'cause there's a big-ass elephant in this room.
An elephant in the room?
That's giving us too much credit.
So the killer incapacitated that girl. She had a gun, and problem is, you've yet to explain how he used the bleach.
I sort of assumed he spilled it on the victim.
Right. He just tipped the bottle over her.
That bottle is where the bleach came from, sure. But I doubt the bottle itself was involved in the murder. When we found it, it was neatly ordered on a shelf near the back of the closet. The gun and knife were just thrown on the floor. So it's weird this weapon was handled so differently.
Do you think the killer just poured the contents of that bottle into something else?
Sure, before the actual murder took place, I'd say.
And what is this something else? Go on. Explain it before this dumpster turns molten.
Very stubborn about this, but I get the point she's trying to make. Before we move on from this subject, you need to make sure it's logical. Its logic is completely sound. Then let's put out this fire. Don't stop debate. And the bucket. We know it's the bucket by now because.
Well, if the
where'd the bleach go? Into another
bottle.
Oops.
He's got a point.
Sorry, as far as I can remember. Unless...
Oh, I see.
If the original bottle's been emptied, where'd the bleach go? Into another bottle? What about a container?
There were a
Back to the closet. I bet the killer had it.
Her water gun.
So when the victim came out, pow! He squirted her in the eye. Hey, you've managed when the battle's over. Call the fire brigade, please.
Okay, I believe it's Ingrid.
Where'd the bleach go?
I have to agree with.
Into another bottle? What about a container?
I got it.
I knew it. Actually, I didn't know it. Cause I guessed Kaya first, cause I'm dumb.
She's correct. The killer put the chemicals in a bucket. Or, more specifically, the same bucket we found at the crime scene. After all, it reeked of bleach. If the killer didn't use it to transport bleach, what else did they use it for? Personal cleaning? I doubt it.
Yo, that makes sense.
A broken clock is right twice a day.
Okay, cool. So, how'd the killer use that bucket to spill bleach in the victim's eyes?
It would be a fairly heavy bucket, so it's...
She'd shoot him before he even had the chance. Use your brain, mate.
Of course, my apologies.
How was the killer able to lift a hefty bucket of chemicals into the victim, especially without her knowing?
Even if he did manage to splash her, the girl should have sustained intense facial burns. However, aside from her eyes, her face was relatively untouched.
Well, if you check the tablet, it said she had burns to the scalp, too.
Burns to the scalp? How does that work? Unless those chemicals came from above?
Oh, yes, that's right, above.
Did the killer somehow suspend the bucket in the air? Maybe there was a mechanism that made it tip over when someone entered the room.
Where's this bucket supposed to be again?
Above. Which...
Was the killer hiding above the door frame?
Which could mean anything.
There's no way they were up there. There's nothing for them to sit or hold on to. Not to mention, they couldn't have stabbed her from up there.
And if there's no place for the killer to sit, then there's no place for the bucket to sit.
Unless you take into account the size difference. The space above the entrance might not be able to support a person, but it could still support something as small as a bucket.
And that thing supporting the bucket?
1, 2 things: for the bucket to be above the victim and for it to spill on her when she entered the room. Otherwise, she needed to balance the bucket, but on what?
That stepladder!
Okay, door.
I got it. I don't know how we overlooked this, but I've got it. The killer just balanced the bucket on the door.
Like in those water bucket pranks people film?
Exactly. When the victim came into the room, she pushed open the door and caused the bucket to fall on her. This would make it so she couldn't shoot back or even get a chance to see her assailant. When the bucket hit the ground, it probably rolled away. That'd explain why we found it a couple feet from the victim.
That is a possibility, yes.
It sounds like the best conclusion.
There's just one problem. How was the killer able to reach that high? Unless they were abnormally tall, it'd be difficult to place something on top of that door.
Well, let's use that as our next point of discussion. How did the killer set up this trap?
To balance that bucket on the door, the killer would need to reach pretty high. Is there anything other crime scene they could have used as a boost? If I can answer that, it'll add further credibility to my theory.
This is it. There was a stepladder hiding behind the closet door. The killer probably used that. After climbing it, they could position the bucket right on top of the door.
Figures.
My precious stepladder? You think the bad guy used my super duper obvious stepladder?
Match point! Occam's razor!
Yes, it appears our killer didn't care much for subtlety. No matter how obvious it seems, it's the only answer that makes sense.
It was the only knick-knack of its kind, too. If there's something else that killer could have used, it's escaping me.
I see. It makes sense with what we've got so far. But I'm not done yet. I still have one last question for you apes.
Please just leave us alone.
Hey, don't be like that. Grace may be loud, but her questions have really helped our discussion.
Anyway, what was the killer doing when that bucket poured onto the girl's head?
He obviously didn't just stand there and observe.
They must have been hiding somewhere, waiting for her to arrive somewhere nearby, I'd assume. On top of the back of the gym.
I got it. I've got it. The killer was hiding in the back of the closet. If he was pressed up against the furthest shelf and facing the entrance, there'd be a diagonal path between him and his victim. I say diagonal because that's the only way you can make a direct charge forward. Also, when the victim entered the room, she would have been standing with her back to the hallway, right outside the killer's range. That's why the stab wounds were only made to her chest.
Creating the crime scene we found! Great job, guys! We're actually doing this!
That was the last mystery, right? We must have put everything together now.
Even if it's all fake, I feel really bad for this victim.
It's an ugly sight, but she's no victim.
Huh?
Well, technically she is. Let's be real. The girl was carrying a gun. She probably provoked the killer, and they killed her in self-defense. It's a clear-cut case of the hunter becoming the hunted, no?
That's no excuse.
What?
There's no justifying murder. Killing a woman is the worst thing a man could do.
You're emanating a sizable amount of emotional tension. Are you okay?
There's no excuse. There never was an excuse. 28 stab wounds! No girl, no person should ever suffer Kara's fate.
Wait, who's Kara?
It was the victim's name! Didn't anyone read the tablet?
I agree with you, dude. But you don't have to shout out your point.
Oi, what's all this about? We figured out the case. Stop trying to drag it on.
No. We're not finished here.
Huh?
There's no murder without a proper motive. We need to discuss why Kara died.
I am not going this far for a fictional murder case. We aren't looking for a murderer. We're looking for answers, which we have.
Do you turn in a half-finished exam, Winona? An essay without its conclusion? This isn't about efficiency, this is about being right. Or do you, a supposed entrepreneur, not value it?
What the hell?
Let's just talk about the motive. There's no harm in doing that, right?
Well, what was the motive? Was the killer fighting for their life? Or were they going out of their way to murder?
Maybe the gun freaked him out.
If I was in the killer's shoes, I'd definitely be nervous. Thing is, while acting out of self-defense is possible, since when does it look like this?
Given the severity, I'd liken it to a crime of passion.
Something done on impulse?
What if they were frightened? The spooky thing might have set them off big time.
That's wrong. There's no way this was done in self-defense. No matter what excuse the killer uses, it doesn't change the fact they have blood on their hands.
Yo, bud, you seem a little pressed.
Silence! I won't allow this!
Oh, things are getting emotional. Pathos, weak spot, 2 cylinders, blah blah blah. When using logical arguments to further the shot so far, this might be a good time to change your approach. When choosing the pathos mechanic. This will be the emotional change charged commentary of your classmates will appear as verbal text. These can be called pathos statements. You can absorb these pathos statements by hovering over them with your rectile and pressing E or LT. Pathos statement will then be loaded into your 2 cylinder. No weak spot that is directly contradicted by the pathos statement and fired. Successful, you make a powerful emotional argument to counteract your appointment. It's time to look out for pathos statements. Always be able to advance a child by using pure logic. Emotional arguments can lead to some unique conversations. Don't stop the bait. Let's go. Yeah, you know by now.
To kill Kara so easily and without restraint. There is no way to justify this.
Take a chill pill, man.
You expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic killing of one of humanity's brightest!
We shouldn't make a lot of assumptions about the killer's morals. This could have been self-defense.
You don't even know the damn killer. Just the crime scene they left behind.
This killer, dead or alive, deserves to be brought to justice!
But how can we do that?
He's pissing me off so much, bro.
There's no reason to trust you if you have no proof.
To kill Kara
so easily and without restraint. There is no way to justify this.
Hey, Coco.
Take it chill pill, man. You expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic killing of one of humanity's brightest. We shouldn't make a lot of assumptions about the killer's morals. This could have been self-defense. You don't even know the damn killer. Just the crime scene they left behind. dead or alive, deserves to be brought to justice!
Yep,
But how can we do that? There's no
reason to trust you. If you have no
proof. So says the ultimate lie.
I missed. Okay, I have to
Kill Kara so easily and without restraint. There is no way to justify this. Take it chill pill, man. You expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic killing of one of humanity's brightest. We shouldn't make a lot of assumptions about the killer's morals. This could have been self-defense. You don't even know the damn killer. Just the crimes they may left behind. This killer, dead or alive, deserves to be brought to justice! But how can we do that? There's no reason to trust you.
No, that's wrong!
Damn, I've been going on this prologue
Expertise
for an hour.
shouldn't be overlooked here. If there's anyone to believe, it's the lawyer. Wolfgang has spent his life in the courtroom and on the crime scene. He'd understand the criminal mind in ways we can't possibly imagine. He was even emotionally invested in a murder case he'd never seen before. If his lawyer's intuition tells us that the killer was in the wrong, then we have no reason to disagree. We're all ultimates for a reason. We need to trust in talent.
Well spoken. If Wolfgang is adamant about the killer's intentions,
How's it going,
we should have faith in
Coco?
him.
What you doing?
Yeah, Wolfgang's clearly trying his best for us.
Let's trust in the lawyer and his bargain bin buddy!
Hey! If it means going home, then new guys convinced me.
Right on! Team Wolfgang all the way!
Thank you all for your support.
Well, Eva, do you still disagree?
Even if I did, it's not worth pursuing.
Does this mean we're done here? Hey! We're disembodied voice! We've figured out your stupid case! Now let us leave!
Oh, you're finally done. In all honesty, I stopped paying attention a long time ago.
What? We only went through this case because of you.
Silly me, I have a short attention span. So, just for my own benefit, why don't you summarize the information you've learned? It'll be good practice.
Fine.
Practice.
I'll do as you ask. I'll present the truth.
We'll present the truth together. Let's dig into it.
It's time to bring the show to an end. It's time for the closing argument. During the closing argument, you must summarize the case from start to finish. Naturally, your medium will be a comic book. The class has a relatively good understanding of the case. Some parts of the comic are already complete. It seems your peers have glossed over the small details driven by these gaps in the story. To fill these gaps, you have been provided a collection of stock panels. Use WSD keys to navigate your stock, hover your mouse over the relevant gap, and press the left key to insert the panel. Don't forget the Q and E keys, that's how you flip between pages. By the way, gaps will reveal a hint if you hover over them. If you ever need to revisit the information, the control panel is only one F3 key away. Now stand up straight and fix that tie, we've got a case to close. Okay, what was the victim carrying? Where's the killer hide? In the commander's closet. Pour the bucket to. Killer reached the door frame. Now is a trap triggered. Go to the closet. Hit you when they were stopped. Run up the step ladder. Assault rifle, and then okay, point to bleach, and then we have dots.
This is how it happened.
That's everything.
The victim was Kara Koshkinen, the ultimate teacher's aide. Right before her death, she was wandering around the academy carrying a large assault rifle.
I'm probably gonna finish this prologue and then end stream. It was supposed to be a variety stream today, but like, I've been at this for an hour and I don't want to stream anymore. Cause like, I've been streaming for so long.
That was probably when our unnamed killer, who was armed with a knife, spotted her.
And decided he'd put her to eternal rest. He slid inside that little janitor's
Aye, they needed a way to surprise the victim, who was better armed. The killer grabbed a bottle of bleach from the closet and poured its contents into a bucket.
That's because they wanted to blind Kara by splashing the bleach in her eyes.
Sneaky little bastard.
But to do that, they would need to set a trap and catch the victim by surprise. The killer moved a stepladder behind the closet door and climbed up it to reach the doorframe. There, they carefully placed the bucket.
That way, when the victim opened the door, the bucket would empty its contents all over her.
After completing this setup, the killer retreated to the far end of the janitor's closet and waited for the victim's arrival. The killer could have made noise to attract the victim's attention. Either way, the victim tried to open the door.
And, the bleach splashed all over her. Her scalp, face, and eyes were severely burned.
Yo!
The killer leapt from his hiding place and began viciously attacking Kara. In his fit of rage and cruelty, he stabbed her from the front 28 times.
While being stabbed, the victim tried to fight back by clawing at the killer. This left the dried blood under her fingernails. However, it didn't deter the killer, and the victim eventually died.
At present, we don't have enough information to reveal the killer's true identity, but their actions haven't been forgotten. That is the truth behind this case. Well, are you satisfied?
A measly 3 acts. Poor Horace would be beside himself.
Who the hell is...
No one cares! We've done your end of the bargain. Now let us out already!
That is what I promised, isn't it? Alright, I'll let you leave this room. But before I do, may I be frank with you all for a second? This entire time I've been hiding behind a speaker, afraid to show my face. My heart tells me you'll react cruelly to it. However, my head, it raises a compelling argument. Who cares what others think? Shouldn't I get to have a little fun once in a while? Yes. Let's do away with these silly boundaries already. It's time we meet face to face.
What was that all about?
Everybody, look over there!
Toss away those pickaxes, peasants! The walls have finally crumbled! What will you do now that you've reached the other side? Will you treasure this new land? Serve it? Or will you set it ablaze? Well, peasants, have you made your choice?
Yo, what the fuck is going on?
This person, his voice.
Are you the speaker guy?
Speaker guy? No. You don't address your superiors like that. Within the halls of this academy, you'll refer to me by one name, and one name only. His Highness, the great and powerful Tozu! host of the killing game.
Hell yeah, brother.
Well done.
Okay, I need to save.
Hey.
What do you mean by killing game?
The show must go
Did
on.
you really think the story would end once we reached the climax of the case? Quite the contrary. This is only the beginning.
That's...
Of what?
Why the long face?
Isn't it obvious? You, my dear subordinate,
My blood is rushing!
are going to kill each other. That's not...
Come on.
That's not funny.
But then...
But you said we could go home if we solved the mystery. I gave you peasants an incentive. It's not my fault you took it the wrong way.
What?
What are you talking about? You lied to us?
Rubbish.
Lied? Oh, no, absolutely not. I'm a fair man, a man sworn to the truth, and if I recall correctly, you will be free to leave this place. Okay, now let us out already. I specifically said you could leave this room, not go home. Sneaky son of a bitch.
Not okay!
You're full of shit, man. Why do they all say Damon? There you go, losing control of your voice. That's how you know you've lost the argument. Logic is a cowardly thing like that. It'll jump the ship the moment it's confronted with a challenge. He didn't lie, did he? He said he never lies. So when he said this was Eden's Garden Academy bullshit, what am I doing believing someone like that? There's no other way around it.
Dude!
Hey, why didn't you tell us about your dumb game sooner? Watch you peasants run away.
Pathetic.
I can't host a game without any contestants.
Please don't.
Please don't do
I
this.
just want to go
I
home.
just want to go home. I want to be with my family. Please just
There's
let
no
me go
need to
home.
worry.
You need to cry, Miss Tolner. We're all civilized here, and no one is going to kill simply because they've been ordered to. What's this? The peasant has a rebuttal.
Let's see.
A match between unprepared, unfit players. You could hardly call that a match. In much the same way this game, you've prepared a killing game between suits who don't have the heart to kill.
Nonsense.
Do you seriously think we'll abandon our morals so quickly?
Hey!
Yeah, that's totally right. We're like super boring people. We don't have what it takes to do something like this. My heart is terribly soft, softer than the most delicate piece of mochi. When I see a fly in my room, I catch a poor deer in a jar and return it to nature.
I would never!
My mochi heart would melt otherwise.
I see.
I see. That's your argument, is it?
How interesting.
So what has you so convinced? What do you mean? What makes you think the people in this room lack the heart to kill? Do you even know anything about them besides their name and ultimate talents? If you then tell me regarding killing, where do they stand? Are they okay with murder if it's for the greater good? Are they okay with murder if it guarantees their survival? Is this where they currently stand on the issue the same as where they're willing to stand? Come on, you've had a couple hours to get to know everyone. That's plenty of time to learn their life stories, right? Should I take that as a no? Goodness, what a surprise. Not. You wouldn't be here all dressed up in that fancy suit if you were so naive.
Such a spoil sport.
Oh, and one more thing. That child you just said, that was your preparation for
Get
this
out.
game. How? All you did was make us play detective.
Plot twist!
For good reason. One of you is killed. Remaining students will participate in the true class trial. Your objective here is simple. Uncover the culprit if you can. Using evidence you've gathered during the investigation, you will argue who you believe committed the murder. The result will be decided by popular vote, and if you choose the right person, they alone will be executed, and the killing game will continue. However, if you choose the wrong person, the guilty party will be set free, and the rest of you will be executed instead. Those are the rules of the game. Everyone understand? All of us will be executed.
Isn't this lovely?
Right? I think it's one of our most beautiful rules. Everyone has an incentive to participate in the game, innocent or otherwise.
What's happening?
That's insane. You're treating us like pigs to slaughter.
Such disrespect.
Nonsense. All of you have the chance to survive this game. Do you think the common butcher is so merciful? By the way, if no guilty party ever escapes, the killing game will end when there are only 2 students left. may want to remember that, or maybe you don't care. It depends on what kind of person you are. If 16 people here, only 2 would be allowed
No
to survive.
shot.
2 people, that's hardly better than if someone gets away with
Well
murder.
done.
I know, that's what makes it so funny. Most of you will die, no matter what, and yet, with every passing trial, you all cling to life more desperately.
The show must go on.
And that exact mindset was causes more murders to happen. Aren't those rules simply brilliant? A perfect test of the limits of human compassion.
I have an appetite for destruction.
Ack. The bondman's loud, tinnitus-inducing sudden cut off by a well-timed strike from behind.
I've said it a million times, you mangy fucking mutt! I want nothing to do with this stupid game!
Ow, 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 ow! Stop it!
Since you've made it clear you won't listen to reason, I'll just make sure you have no arms to kill with!
Do you even listen to when I talk? I'm not the one doing the killing. It's you lot who are...
Grace drove her fist directly into his stomach. But it wasn't in another, and when it looked like she was until he was dead, I saw a red dot.
Hey! Stop already! There's a...
We could do anything. But echoed in our ears. Is she dead? Release the man from her grasp, which had been nicked by the stray bullet. In the direction the shot came from. She stood silently by the pillar, a pillar of smoke rising from the mouth of a rifle, her mask. The sound of the pants instead of a go, but it was clear that she was working with him.
You
shot at her.
For real?
It's getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them. Everyone slowly backed away from her, suddenly fearful for their lives. What a shocking and unnecessary display of violence. You think talking about the Gopher woman? Well, now that you're talking about Mara, if any of you kids try to jeopardize the killing game such as by attacking me, she'll be there to put an end to her shenanigans, even though she misses her shots. That was just warning. I assure you, it'd be unwise to further test her sharpshooting.
In any case...
Guys, I finally have an answer to your previous question. Ask me if I knew anything besides their
No matter.
talents. Truthful, I don't, but I'll continue to trust them as if I do, because they're ultimates. They are charged with the betterment of society. They've proven themselves to be above simple acts.
We will not succumb!
We will not succumb, even if you trap us, fire guns at us, and force us to endure farcical courtroom procedures. He's right. When you compose yourself, still clearly shocked by her run-in.
Don't test me.
No matter how weird these guys are, they're talented. Do you really think an ultimate would fall for this bullshit? That's right, my friend and I have too much to live for and too much to achieve. That's what she said, right? We won't throw all that away.
Don't get it mixed up.
We're all going to escape. We have to. One by one, the students raised their voices in solidarity with Wolfgang. So confident in what they were saying, so willing to blind put their faith in each other.
My.
Sick. Never underestimate the strength of human connection. I'm quite familiar with this idea. What kind of captain would I be if I can't even handle a small crew of 15? What is this horrible feeling of contempt? Why do I feel this way when everyone else seems so deciding one another? You've got it all wrong. Turn their attention towards Eva, as surprised by her words. Do you believe no one here will try to kill? You're really naive. I don't know how you made it as a lawyer. Well, instead of resorting to random and homonym attacks, why don't you explain your reasoning?
Truth.
It's obvious. Compared to normal people, ultimates are more prone to killing, not less. And with constant praise from the public has ruined our sense of self. Any examples? Just
What a joke.
Excuse me? Inside world, ultimates will do anything to further their own goals. The same is probably true here. To realize your dreams can only be achieved if you escape, you resort to murder.
Can't you see?
If you continue to convince all of these people to trust each other, they'll only be more vulnerable. Unless that was your plan all along. Also, you want to make everyone vulnerable so that it'll be easier for you to kill them.
That's enough.
That's enough. Suddenly, Ingrid stepped in front of Wolfgang protectively. Wolfie's done nothing wrong. He's given all of us a vote of confidence. Yeah, it's something we all needed. Stop trying to turn us all against each other, please. Wolfgang grew stronger as they... it grew stronger and stronger, and I know how to say it. He was right. Huh?
No!
Damon,
I know.
You too. I get it. You want to make this room less scary for everyone, but you even made a good point. All of us have a clear motive to leave this place, even at the cost of other people's lives. Let's see our families again, or for the sake of our child.
Don't say that!
No, I would never kill
That's not
anybody.
it.
Now, you yourself admitted to you had too much to achieve. Don't you see that's playing into the masked man's hands? This whole we're all ultimates thing is pretty insane anyway. All of you, it's clear none of us have the same goals. What are you insinuating? Don't we all carry the same obligation to improve the world we live in? It angered me more than anything that had been said. I could no longer.
That's wrong.
The title barely means shit nowadays, alright? Most ultimates are just dullards obsessing over some pointless hobby. Hence don't contribute anything of worth. The only thing they're capable of is leeching off public attention for their own goals.
You've got to be kidding me.
Running a business that feeds millions is pointless.
No.
Some of you are an exception, obviously. Come on, there's no way the rest of you can improve the world we live in with your
That was very...
What do you mean by the rest of us? You're an ultimate too. Yeah, what the hell makes you so I can feel their words warming their way into my soul. I can actually achieve many things with my talent. I can argue policy, ethics, and morality. Better yet, I was the only one who got you guys through that.
Really?
Really? I remember all of this happening out. Yo, I see what's going on. You think you're better than us just because you can say words nobody understands? Stuff is relative. Like, tell me what a dragster is. Do you know? Watch your step. Unless you trip and fall from the unparalleled heights of your vanity.
Not good enough.
I'm disappointed in you. How are you so concerned about making yourself look good?
The hell?
I wasn't. It was no use. They turned hurling obscenities, scowling, or simply.
Isn't this lovely?
If you do sense anger, hatred, an unquenchable sense of bloodthirst, well, save that for later. I'm the only person who can spill blood in the courtroom. We'll take you back to the killing game arena. We've cleaned up the crime scene and prepared a dorm room.
Get lost.
Good evening.
Now, can I get lost? He returned to his podium with the maximum train closely behind the bizarre mechanism that brought him into the room, lowered the two of them into the ground and out of sight.
Hey.
Still, we're not going to kill anyone, right, guys? No matter what happens, we're all going to make it out of here, okay? It's only when the madman had left that reality truly began to set in. I'm trapped in a killing game with people who despise me. How? How did this happen? I just wanted to help. I just want to make sure we didn't trust each other too easily, and now I'm being treated like the bad guy. These people practice, they preach. Will they really refuse to kill? I can't trust anyone here. For better or for worse, it's me versus them. So cute, the beginning of the end, the beginning of an unfathomable nightmare. An unrelenting despair, the beginning of the killing game. And that's the end of the prologue. Wait, that's so cute. I love that. Damn, 2 hours and 8 minutes to finish this fucking prologue. Yes, how many? We have 30. Okay, so I'll probably... I'll probably just use the top 5. Okay. That's the end of that. And here marks the end of today's stream.